Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy, and this is gonna be about your TNA pay-per-view that happened tonight, just hours ago. And here we go. But first, I'm gonna give you some Impact Wrestling news since they're going into the change of TNA into Impact Wrestling. Well, first off, TNA star Brother Devon turned 39 years old earlier this week, I should say, and Jeff Hardy debuted a new YouTube account. I will show the video, his first video, tomorrow with the Impact tapings. James Storm secured the number 2 position, and the Pope finally earned some points in the TNA Bound for Glory series standings after this weekend's TNA live events. Well, after tonight, it changed a little bit. Not much. Saturday night's show saw James Storm beat the Pope by count out. AJ Styles beat Bully Ray by pinfall. And Robert Roode beat Samoa Joe. Brother Devon and Gunner... Robert Roode beat Samoa Joe, Brother Devon, and Gunner by pinfall. Friday night's live event saw Ray beat Gunner and the Pope by pinfall. Friday also saw Beer Money beat Brother Devon and Shannon Moore in a Bound for Glory series match. Heck, I didn't even know Shannon Moore was in the Bound for Glory series. This was the first time a non-BFG series wrestler, Shannon Moore, was involved in a match for points. Like I just said. The Pope picked up his first win in the Bound for Glory series at Thursday's live event, defeating Samoa Joe by pinfall. Beer Money beat Bully Ray and Gunner on the same show, with Storm picking up 7 points. Here are the updated listings after this weekend upcoming to the pay-per-view. Crimson, 38 points. James Storm, number 2, with 33 points. Bully Ray has 28 points. Rob Van Dam had 28 points. Gunner had 28 points. Brother Devon had 21 points. AJ Styles had 21 points. Scott Steiner had 14 points. And the Pope had 7 points. Samoa Joe has the old goose egg. And Matt Morgan did have 24 points, but he's out of competition due to his injury. TNA executive producer Eric Bischoff appeared on this week's Monday Night Mayhem radio show and was asked about the TNA status of Jeff Hardy and Ric Flair. You can check out the full minute interview over at MondayNightMayhem.com. Here's a recap of what Bischoff had to say. Jeff Hardy, I have no updates on Jeff. I'm not involved in a situation with TNA. I hope the best for Jeff. He's a very talented young man. He's a great guy. He really is. I haven't gotten to know him very, very, very well, but I believe he's a good-hearted individual who just got caught up in some personal issues. From what I've heard, he's dealing with them, and hopefully successfully. On Ric Flair, he's out with a shoulder injury. I haven't talked to Rick in quite a while, so I'm sure what his status is. I know he's anxious to get back. I've heard that through other people, this time of year is very busy for me with everything that has been going on with my family. I haven't stayed in close contact with enough people. He also added, I hope to see Rick real soon. I enjoy the hell out of Rick. I respect the hell out of Rick. I love working with him. I also look forward to seeing him back on Impact. TNA Wrestling also has announced details on this month's exclusive Hardcore Justice VIP chat, which I've never seen anything about, which took place this Sunday during Hardcore Justice pay-per-view. And I had to go internet surfing for the actual pay-per-view. I found it. It was better quality than the ones that was actually up, as they were getting pulled all over. Multiple stars were participating in the chat. TNA Women's Knockout Champion, or former Knockout Champion, I should say, Mickie James will appear on John Report or earlier this week, was at 10 p.m. Shelly Martinez, who previously appeared as Salinas in TNA Wrestling, has posted a YouTube video directed to head writer Vince Russo. The former WWE diva feels she can add to the Knockouts ranks and reveals a storyline idea she has had about returning to the organization involving Cookie. Amazing Red's profile earlier today was removed from ImpactWrestling.com's roster page, so he's gone from TNA. And thus confirming his departure from TNA Wrestling, former X Division star cited creative differences for his departure and from the organization on Thursday on Twitter. Sangriento, a masked wrestler that Amazing Red portrayed, is still listed on the roster page. So I'm guessing somebody else will be portraying that character. The Immortal Hulk Hogan signs on for CWI East Coast Invasion Tour. And this is almost similar to a Legends Tour, because all of your legends or future legends, I should say, are wrestling there. Immortal Hulk Hogan will lead the charge of Championship Wrestling International superstars headed for the Maritimes during CWI's upcoming East Coast Invasion Tour. Okay, and guess who their champion is? None other than Scott Steiner. Hogan with Scott Steiner, former Native American WWE, WWF Tatanka, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Kevin Nash, the New Age Outlaws, and many other wrestling superstars promise to make CWI's Invasion Tour 9 days of wrestling action fans won't soon forget. Some of my fondest memories are of how the loyal Canadian fans are. Hogan said during CWI's recent brawl at the Bush 2 in Brantford, Ontario, quoted, CWI Wrestling has some of the biggest superstars in the world. What you gonna do when Hulkamania and CWI run wild on you, brother? Unquote. Hogan has signed on for appearances at shows taking place on August 19th at Grand Falls, Windsor, Newfoundland, and August 20th in Corner Brook, Newfoundland. CWI is also in negotiations with Hogan and other sponsors to appear at an additional East Coast Invasion Tour, with a date yet to be determined. Championship Wrestling International's 2011 East Coast Invasion Tour includes 7 shows in 9 days, kicking off on August 18th at St. John's, Newfoundland. Quoted after bringing the Immortal Hulk Hogan to Brantford for CWI's brawl at the Bush, we received requests from fans across the country asking us to visit their communities, unquote, says CWI President Nick Nitro Wyman. And quote, he's also quoted by saying, this wrestling organization is taking its brand across Canada, starting in Newfoundland, then to Nova Scotia, then to New Brunswick and Prince Edward Islands, unquote. Among the highlights of CWI's East Coast Invasion Tour will be Mayhem and the Maritimes, taking place August 26th at Harbor Station in St. John, New Brunswick. The event will feature well-known wrestling superstars on top of current talent on the CWI roster, including the hardcore legend Mick Foley. Will he wrestle? We'll have to wait and see. Championship Wrestling International features a stellar lineup of wrestling talent, as well as Hogan. The Invasion Tour will feature the long-awaited return of the New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn to the CWI ring. More exciting announcements will be made about the East Coast Invasion Tour in the coming weeks, so stay tuned to me as I will also with CWIWrestling.com as well, and local media for more info. Tonight's Hardcore Justice pay-per-view opens, and this is what you've been waiting for, with a video package for Sting versus Kurt Angle, leading up to your World Heavyweight title match as your main event. Mike today welcomes us all to the Hardcore Justice from Orlando, as the pyro goes off in the Impact Wrestling Zone. Today calls it a Night of Champions as we go to the ring. And they start off the first match is your TNA X Division title match. Triple threat, Alex Shelley versus Austin Aries versus Brian Kendrick. We go to the ring, Alex Shelley is out, followed by Austin Aries, and then their champion, Brian Kendrick, with a new theme song and new wrestling pants. The bell rings, and here we go. Aries attacks first and goes back and forth between Kendrick and Shelley. They come back on him, and Shelley drop kicks Aries. Kendrick clotheslines him to the floor. Shelley and Kendrick lock up now, and they go to the mat with Shelley in control. They lock up again and go back to the mat. Back to their feet, Shelley with another takedown. Aries comes in now and goes at it, but gets dropped by Shelley and sent back to the floor. Shelley and Kendrick lock up again and trade holds as Aries looks on. From the outside, Aries holds Kendrick now and tells Shelley to hit him. Shelley flips Aries off and drops him down on the apron. Kendrick and Shelley go back at it now. Aries comes in but gets atomic dropped by Shelley and drop kicked by Kendrick. Shelley rolls Kendrick up for a 2 count, another lock up. Aries breaks up a suplex, rakes Shelley's back and goes down for some unknown reason. Kendrick and Shelley go back at it, and while Aries sits in the corner, Kendrick goes for a dive, but Aries cuts him off. Aries unloads on Kendrick and gets a 2 count. Aries wraps Kendrick up in a submission, but breaks it to drop Shelley on the apron. Kendrick fights back on Aries now, and Aries blocks a shot and dumps Kendrick on the floor. Aries tosses Shelley out onto Kendrick now. Aries runs the ropes and dives through, taking out both Kendrick and Shelley. Aries comes in off the ropes for a 2 count on Shelley. Aries goes for a moonsault, but Shelley blocks it. Kendrick drop kicks Aries. Shelley throws an armbar on Kendrick. Kendrick makes it to the ropes and breaks the hold. Shelley goes for a slice spread, but it's blocked. Shelley hits a nasty leg whip on Kendrick, and he goes down. Shelley goes up top, but Aries knocks him down. Aries with elbows to the head. Shelley super kicks Aries onto the apron, and he falls out to the floor. Shelley goes back up top, but Kendrick stops him. Kendrick climbs up, and they go at it. Shelley shoves him back to the mat, and hits a big splash to the legs from up high. Shelley hits a spinning figure 4 and locks it in until Aries stomps on his face and breaks the hold. Aries throws Kendrick and Shelley into the opposite corners, keeping under control. Aries with a bulldog with Shelley and a bridge chin lock. Kendrick comes in to break the hold. Aries with a knee breaker and a back suplex on Kendrick. Aries charges in the corner, but Kendrick kicks him in midair. Kendrick with a big knee to the jaw and a 2 count. Aries and Kendrick go up top, but Shelley attacks from behind. Aries is up on Shelley's shoulders. Kendrick looks to go for a big slice spread, but he just falls off the top. Aries with another knee breaker to a back suplex, this time on Shelley. Aries drop kicks Kendrick off the apron. Aries with a running drop kick on Shelley in the corner now. Well, Aries with a brain buster on Shelley, but Kendrick breaks the pinfall. Kendrick hits slice spread on Aries on the top of Shelley. Kendrick covers Shelley for the pin and the win. And we go to Tenay and Taz, who plug the main event, which is Sting versus Angle. Jeremy Borash is backstage with the Knockout tag team champions, Miss Tessmacher and Tara. Tessmacher takes her glasses off and says the fight between Sarita and Rosita has become personal. Tessmacher says she disfigured Sarita's face because she was protecting herself. Tara tells them to bring Mexican America or anyone, it doesn't matter. They will still be champions. And the Knockout tag titles up next. Sarita and Rosita out first versus Tara and Miss Tessmacher. We got a ring, like I said, Sarita and Rosita. Mexican American members Hernandez and Arquilla come out, and they are thrown out from ringside. Just before the match starts, well, Tara and Miss Tessmacher are riding on Tara's motorcycle as we get ready to go. Like I said, Earl Hebner orders Hernandez and Arquilla to get back to the back. Tara and Rosita start things out. talking trash to each other. Tara throws Rosita in the corner and overpowers her. Rosita tags in Sarita, who is still wearing her mask. Sarita gets hit with a big back body drop. Tessmacher's tagged in now and continues the assault on Sarita. Sarita turns things around for a second and tags in Rosita. Rosita runs in but gets clotheslined and taken down with a headlock. Tara comes in, or back in, and tosses Rosita back into the turnbuckles. They go to the top, but Rosita with a big hurricanrana from the top. Rosita runs but gets dropped by Tara's boot. Rosita throws Tara out to the floor and runs her mouth to Tessmacher, distracting the referee. Sarita takes advantage and hits Tara on the floor. 2 count by Rosita. Tessmacher comes back in and drop kicks Rosita, followed by a backdrop. Sarita's tagged in now, and Tessmacher ends up getting double teamed in the corner. Rosita comes back in on a tag and continues beating Tessmacher in the corner. Another tag to Sarita. A Tessmacher chant breaks out in the crowd, and they continue to beat her up and double team her. Another 2 count by Rosita. Tessmacher blocks a slam by Sarita and rolls her up for a 2 count. Tessmacher tags in Sarita, tags in Tara. Tara drops Sarita with right hands and hits Rosita with one. Tara with kicks to Sarita and an enziguri. Tara goes for a widow's peak, but Rosita hits her from behind. The champs throw the challengers into each other. Sarita counters Tara and slams her hard into the mat by a double underhook. A Tara chant breaks out, and Rosita runs around and stops the tag. Sarita with a 2 count on Tara. Sarita tosses Tara by her hair and tags Rosita back in. Tara blocks a double team and clotheslines them both. Rosita blocks the widow's peak and gets a 2 count. Tara picks Rosita up off the top, holds her high in the air, and just drops her to the mat. Tessmacher takes Sarita out on the apron. Tara hits widow's peak on Rosita for the pin and the win. Winners are still tag champs, Tara and Miss Tessmacher. And they cut backstage with the Pope. He tried reaching out to Brother Devon and his kids, but they haven't responded in a way he was hoping for. Pope says his family respects Pope, just like he respects Devon. Pope says his purpose for this match is simple: go out and do the right thing. Well, we get a look for the Bound for Glory series point standings. And during that little segment, Pope was still on his cell phone trying to reach Brother Devon. Bound for Glory series match: Pope versus Brother Devon is up next. Go to the ring. Out comes injured Matt Morgan for announcing. Chrissy Hemme introduces him as our Bound for Glory series analyst. Morgan joins today and Taz on commentary. Out next comes the Pope. Brother Devon is out next, and we see this kid sitting at ringside, as usual. Pope takes a mic before the match and says his friendship with Devon means more than them getting it in here and beating each other's brains out. The Pope lays down and wants Devon to pin him. Devon says he's going to get the points, but is going to take it out on the Pope's ass. Devon tells Pope to get up. They lock up, and Devon takes Pope down first with a big shoulder. Then a hip toss. Pope tries to pull Devon on him for a pin. Devon pushes Pope and then slaps him. They lock up and go to the corners. Back and forth action with them trading holds now. Devon with a big shoulder. Pope leapfrogs and hits a forearm, taking Devon down. Pope goes to work on the arm now. More back and forth action. Devon with a flying elbow for 2. Devon with a headbutt now for another 2. They end up on the floor. And Pope runs Devon into the ring post right in front of his kids. Pope talks to them, allowing Devon to hit a right hand and bring it back in the ring. Devon with a 2 count. Pope finally comes back with a clotheslines and a atomic drop. Pope hit several elbows to the head with a backhand and a big backhand, knocking Devon to on the ropes. Pope runs and slides down Devon to the floor. Pope with a crossbody from the top for another 2 count. Devon comes back with a shoulder block. Devon charges but misses in the corner. Pope goes for the Elijah Express, but stops and gets speared by Devon. Pope counters a choke slam and rolls Devon up for the win and gets 7 points. After the match, Devon won't shake Pope's hand as Pope has held it out. Well, Devon leaves the ring, stops and looks at his sons, then goes back into the ring, and eventually they shake hands. Pope was down number 8 in the BFG series with 17 points. And we go backstage with Rob Van Dam and Jeremy Borash. RVD says he's going to beat Crimson tonight and take the number 1 spot in the BFG series. Showing Crimson he isn't undefeatable. Jerry then walks up and is going to be in RVD's corner to watch his back tonight. Unknown reason why they're doing this. Lynn says he and RVD go way back and nothing can break their bond. RVD says, cool, whatever, and follows Lynn off. And up next is your TNA Knockouts title match. Winter versus Angelina Love. Well, their report's wrong. It was none other than Mickie James. We go to the ring and out comes Winter and Angelina Love for tonight's Knockouts. Oh, by the way, the announcers messed up because they even said that it was Mickie James versus both Winter and Angelina Love. Out next came the Knockouts champion Mickie James to a nice reaction. Mickie is distracted early, and Winter rolls her up for a 2 count. Mickie ties Winter up in a submission after coming back. Mickie keeps in control for a while. Winter makes a comeback, but Mickie drop kicks her in the face for a 2 count. Winter goes back to the floor to regroup and talk with Angelina again. Mickie comes out after Winter and chases her around the ring. Mickie ducks clothesline from Angelina and fights her off. Winter throws Mickie's face into the ring post and throws her over the barrier into a fan. Mickie crawls back to the ring, but Angelina kicks her in the gut. Winter brings Mickie back in the ring and covers her for 2. Winter with knee drops now and then a submission. Mickie fights to her feet and breaks the hold. Mickie with a jackknife, pinned for 2. Winter comes right back and clotheslines Mickie. Winter chokes Mickie now. Right in front of the referee, Winter with a backbreaker now. Winter holds Mickie's back over her knee. Mickie fights out with knees to the head. Winter beats Mickie down in the corner now. Mickie fights back and takes her down with head scissors. Mickie with a series of clotheslines. Mickie now drops Winter on her face. Hits the Thesz press from the top. Angelina comes in while the referee is distracted and hits the break a bitch maneuver. Winter covers, but Mickie kicks out at 2. Mickie fights Winter off with elbows to the head again and rolls her up for a 2 count. Winter uploads in the corner with kicks and chokes her. Winter takes Mickie to the top, but she fights her off. Mickie with a tornado DDT from the top. Winter rolls out to the floor and the referee checks on her. Angelina comes back in, but Mickie blocks her and lays her out with a neck breaker. Well, Mickie brings Winter back in. Angelina distracts the referee again. Winter spits something in Mickie's eyes and pins her for the win and the title. After the match, Winter and Angelina celebrate. Hebner checks on Mickie, who is screaming that she can't see. Her face is covered in something red. Trainers run down to check on Mickie as the new champion heads up the ramp. JB, or if you don't know, that's Jeremy Borash, again is backstage with Brian Kendrick. He talks about winning the match earlier tonight when Austin Aries walks up. Aries says it wasn't a 3-way out there earlier tonight. Aries says Kendrick beat Shelley tonight, not him. Aries says Kendrick can't beat him and he will take a match any place, anytime. Aries says until Kendrick beats him, he's not the real X Division champion. Well, Battle for Glory Series match is up next. Crimson versus RVD. We go to the ring. Out first is the undefeated Crimson and the number one wrestler in the Battle for Glory Series. Out next is RVD, the number 2 in the point standings at the present time. Jerry Lynn comes out with RVD and watches from ringside. The bell rings and they go to the corner before backing off. Crimson charges and RVD kicks his leg out. RVD with another kick to the head. Crimson gets right up with a big clothesline and gets a 2 count RVD. Crimson with a big suplex and another 2 count. Crimson with more offense and a scoop slam and another 2 count. RVD hits Crimson with a spin kick and kicks him from the mid rope. RVD then hits Rolling Thunder for a 2 count as Jerry Lynn looks on. Crimson hits a series of knees on RVD and a swinging neck breaker for another 2 count. RVD fights back but Crimson hits a T-bone suplex and covers him for another pin attempt. They go to the floor and RVD kicks Crimson from the apron. RVD goes to springboard to the floor, but Crimson pulls out and clotheslines him on the floor. Crimson brings it back in the ring for a 2 count. Crimson with the big elbows in the corner and a powerful whip into the corner. Another 2 count by Crimson. Crimson with more offense and another pin attempt. RVD makes a comeback with a kick to the head. RVD with a split-legged moonsault in the corner for a 2 count. And he goes up. He goes for a kick from the top, but lands wrong. Crimson counters and drops RVD for a 2 count. RVD counters a big move by Crimson and kicks him in the chest. RVD blocks a kick and takes Crimson down. RVD goes up top for the 5-star splash. Nails it. RVD covers Crimson, but Crimson kicks out at 2. RVD goes back to work on Crimson, spears him hard. Crimson ducks a spin kick and hits RVD with a sit-down powerbomb. Jerry Lynn runs in and breaks Crimson's pin. Thus, the referee calls for the bell. And Crimson wins by disqualification. RVD loses 10 points while Crimson gains only 3 points on a DQ win in the Battle for Glory series. Crimson gets up and pissed and pushes Lynn. Upset at the way he won, RVD gets in Lynn's face, and they have words now. Lynn apologizes and says he messed up. He was just trying to help. RVD leaves up the ramp and Lynn follows. Still apologizing, RVD falls from number 2 to number 5 in the BFG series. Well, they immediately go to the next match, and it's Gunner versus Kaz. They lock up, and Gunner goes behind with a hold. Kaz takes Gunner down with a flying head scissors. Oh, this is the 6-man tag. Okay, Gunner and was Immortal. Gunner, Steiner, and I believe it was Scott Steiner and well, on one a match. Gunner started things out with Kaz. That's Kazarian. They lock up, and Gunner goes behind Kaz with a hold. Kaz takes Gunner down with a flying head scissors. Gunner gets up and charges, but gets taken back down to the mat by Kaz. Kaz with a headlock now. Gunner tries to break it, but Kaz counters and drop kicks him for a 2 count. Oh yeah, it was Abyss as their tag team, as you will hear in this match. Gunner tags in Scott Steiner. Steiner overpowers Kaz and shoves him down. Kaz comes back with a 2 count and tags in AJ Styles. So it's AJ Styles, Kazarian, and Daniels. Well, AJ and Steiner go at it. AJ and Daniels double team him as Daniels comes in or to get a 2 count on Steiner. Steiner overpowers Daniels now and slams him. Abyss comes in off the tag and continues to assault on Daniels. Daniels fights back and Abyss runs into his boot in the corner. Gunner runs in, but AJ leaps off the ropes, takes him out. Steiner comes in, but Kaz leaps in and takes him down. Fortune stands tall while Immortal is down. Daniels drop kicks Abyss's leg and gets a 2 count. Daniels with a right hand on Gunner. Daniels charges in the corner, but Abyss catches him in mid-move and slams him hard on the mat. Steiner goes to the floor and throws Daniels into the barricade. The ref stops things on the floor. But when he turns around, Steiner throws Daniels back into the barrier. Gunner comes back in and pins Daniels for a 2 count. Gunner with a headlock now. Daniels fights out, but Gunner drops him for a 2 count. Steiner comes back in to continue the assault of Daniels. Steiner with a belly-to-belly suplex for a 2. Abyss is tagged back in. He lands a few right hands on Daniels and whips him into the corner. Abyss charges, but Daniels moves. Abyss goes for a choke slam, but Daniels counters and tags in Kaz. Kaz comes off the top with a head scissors. Kaz with a drop kick and a right hand to Gunner. Kaz with a back elbow and a springboard leg drop on Abyss. 2 count as Gunner breaks the pin. Gunner gets jumped to the floor. Kaz springboards into a tornado DDT on Abyss. Kaz runs the ropes and lands on Abyss on the floor. Everyone goes at it on the floor now. Kaz rolls Abyss back in the ring, but Steiner pulls him to the floor. Gunner and Steiner set up a table on the floor now. Daniels runs over and makes the save for AJ. And back in the ring, Abyss stomps on Kaz's neck. Steiner comes back in, off a tag, and hits Kaz with a big chops. Steiner with a clothesline and a big elbow drop for a 1 count. And then some push-ups. Gunner chose Kaz while the referee is distracted. Gunner comes back in and suplexes Kaz for a 2. Kaz fights back and with right hands. Gunner drops him for a 2 count. Abyss is tagged back in. Abyss charges but runs into a big boot in the corner. Kaz slingshots in from the apron and DDTs Abyss. AJ is finally tagged in. He takes out Steiner and Gunner. AJ with a big right hand on Abyss in the corner. And more for Steiner. AJ ends up on the apron fighting back in on Abyss. AJ with a crossbody from the ropes and a 2 count. Steiner comes in, but Daniels takes him out. AJ goes for the Styles Clash, but he can't get it. What the? AJ counters a choke slam for a roll up and a 2 count. AJ and Abyss continue to go at it. Gunner comes back in and hits AJ with a knee. Daniels gets in the mix now and hits a moonsault on Gunner. Steiner comes over and takes out Daniels. AJ kicks Steiner in the head and goes back to work on Abyss. AJ goes up top, but Gunner kicks him off. More action all over the place. Gunner drives Daniels through the table. That was on the outside. AJ hits a version of the panda kick on Abyss for the pin and the win. So AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and Kazarian win. After the match, AJ and Kaz helped Daniels off the floor as he got suplexed through the table, or I believe that's what it was. Both the guys went through the table. Steiner and Gunner start having words with Abyss in the ring, blaming him for their loss. Gunner and Steiner leave as Abyss looked on. JB is backstage with Bully Ray. Ray says tonight he's going at it. Going to right a wrong and beat Mr. Anderson out of Immortal. We go to a promo video with highlights leading up to the match. And up next is your match, Mr. Anderson versus Bully Ray. Out versus Bully Ray. Mr. Anderson is out next, but Bully Ray never made it to the ring as he goes to the edge of the stage. And then when Mr. Anderson came out to do his formal introduction of himself, Bully Ray comes behind, appears right behind him. Anderson acknowledges this. I know you're back there. Turns around, starts beating Ray up. And the match has not started. Well, they brawl on stage with Anderson mostly in control. Fight makes it finally down the ringside. Ray takes Anderson and rakes Anderson in the eyes and slams him into the apron. Anderson turns around, still brawling at ringside. Anderson slams Ray hard into the apron, and then face first into the steel steps. They finally make it into the ring, and the bell finally rings. Ray begs Anderson from his knees in the corner, but Anderson unloads it with kicks and punches. Anderson splashes Ray in the corner, whips him in the corner. This time Ray drops Anderson with a knee. Ray clotheslines Anderson for 2. Ray rakes Anderson's back now while he's on his knees and on the ring ropes, and continues to assault in the corner. Ray with headbutts into the chest and a big chop. Ray continues and yells at Anderson to fight him. Ray with another chop and a big side slam for a 2 count. Ray with more offense and an elbow to the face for a 2 count, and another big chop and a splash in the corner from Ray. Ray with a suplex and another 2 count. Anderson slaps Ray and he yells at him. Anderson and Ray trade shots on their knees now. Ray knocks Anderson back and goes for the bubble bomb. Anderson counters and DDTs him instead. They go back to their knees and trade right hands again. Anderson fights back to his feet. This time they collide. Anderson with another attempt, but he can't knock Ray off his feet. Anderson ducks a clothesline and knocks Ray off his feet with a big clothesline. Anderson with a big running elbow and a swinging neck breaker for a 2 count. And more back and forth for a few minutes. Ray blocks a mic check. Anderson with an enziguri and a clothesline for another 2. Ray blocks Anderson again with a big slam and another pin attempt. Ray with a big splash in the corner. Ray goes to the second rope for a big splash, but Anderson moved. Anderson goes up top now himself and hits a swanton for a 2 as Ray rolls him up for a 2 count as a counter of his own. Anderson comes back from the top, the top, but Ray catches him in midair with a cutter. RKO style, in other words. 2 count by Ray. Ray grabs his chain and wraps it around his fist. Anderson grabs Ray on his shoulders, but they fall into the ropes and it's botched. Both of them fell into the ropes. Well, Anderson with a 2 count. Anderson goes back to the top. Ray walks off and says, "Screw you." Attempts to hit to the back. Anderson runs up the ramp and brings Ray back to the ring. Anderson then picks up the chain that Billy Ray had wrapped around his wrist. Referee tells him to put it down. Referee grabs it, distracting Anderson. Ray comes in from behind with a low blow and rolls him up for the win. Billy Ray wins. JB catches up with Eric Bischoff and Hogan backstage. Hulk is pissed about how Immortal has been performing. Abyss, Steiner, and Gunner walk up to him. Bischoff lays into Abyss for dropping the ball lately. Bully Ray runs up and brags about how he just beat Anderson. Immortal walks off, and Bischoff tells Abyss he can't come with him. Abyss looks sad as he does his little lip thing. And they cut back to the arena. TNA Tag Title match is up next. Mexican America versus Beer Money. Go to the ring. Out comes Mexican America, Sarita, Rosita, Hernandez, and Anarquia. Anarquia takes a mic and starts talking. He says they brought their own flag tonight. After they win the tag titles tonight, Mexican flag will hang in every arena around the world. Out next comes your TNA Tag Team Champions, Beer Money. Earl Hebner orders Rosita and Sarita to the back before the match starts. Speaking of Beer Money, that was the loudest chant in the whole evening for the pay-per-view. Okay. Robert Roode starts things out with Hernandez. Hernandez attacks from behind as Anarquia distracts Roode. Hernandez beats him down. Roode comes back with the right hands and a forearm off the ropes. Roode with kicks, chops, and a right hand in the corner. Roode comes out of the corner with a big clothesline on Hernandez. Storm is then tagged in. Storm with a knee to the face and a neck breaker for a 2 count on Hernandez. Hernandez drops Storm with a boot and makes a tag. Anarquia runs in, but Storm tosses him and tags in Roode. Beer Money was in double team. Knee drops and a 2 count by Roode. Roode blocks a clothesline and applies an arm bar on Anarquia. Roode with a power slam and tags to Storm for more double teaming. Hernandez runs in but gets clothesline. More double teaming by Beer Money. Storm with a clothesline and a 2 count on Anarquia. Anarquia fights back with the right hands and knocks Roode off the apron. Anarquia spits on Roode and goes back to work on Storm. Roode trips on Anarquia and Beer Money with more double teaming as the crowd pops. Storm runs over and knocks Hernandez back with a knee to the face. Storm clotheslines Hernandez to the floor. Roode backdrops his own partner from the ring to the floor, taking out Anarquia. More offense from Storm. And another tag to Rude. Rude continues the assault on Anarchia. Hernandez clotheslines Rude while the ref was distracted. Anarchia takes advantage and works Rude over. More cheap shots from Hernandez while Hebner isn't looking. Hernandez is tagged in for some double teaming. Hernandez chokes Rude on the ropes now. Rude fights back with chops and right hands. Rude runs the ropes, but Hernandez just shoves him to the side and down to the mat. Hernandez tosses Rude from one side of the ring now and covers him for a 2 count. Anarchia is tagged back in and Hernandez splashes Rude in the corner on his way out. Anarchia with a butterfly suplex for a 2. And another tag to Hernandez and another choke from him on the ropes. Hernandez puts Rude in the backbreaker across the shoulders. Rude falls free, but Hernandez stops him from tagging. Rude with chops, but Hernandez chops him to the mat. Rude catches Hernandez with a big spine buster, and both are down. Storm and Anarchia come in at the same time. Storm takes control and hits a big backdrop. Hernandez comes in, but Storm kicks him and nails a DDT. Storm grabs Anarchia and drops him with a cutter for a 2. Rude comes in and cuts off Hernandez. Beer Money with a double suplex on Hernandez. They do the Beer Money taunt, and the crowd pops again. Loudest of the evening. Storm rams Anarchia back into the corner and takes him to the top. Storm with a Hurricane Rana for the top. Rude leaps off the other corner for a big splash. Storm covers, but Anarchia kicks out at 2. Hernandez pulls Rude to the floor and rams Storm. Hernandez shoulder blocks Storm into the ring, and Anarchia covers for 2. Hernandez goes for a suplex, but Storm slides out. Storm with a double knees and sends Hernandez to the floor. Anarchia goes up top, but Rude pushes him off. Anarchia runs right into the last call from Storm for the pin and the win. Beer Money retain. Then they cut to backstage. Jeremy Borash backstage with Kurt Angle. Angle says it's very important. It's a very important night for him tonight as he lies again. Angle says he won't lose, and that's that. He says he has never really beaten Sting, as we know that he has. Then they go to a promo video for tonight's main event, showing the events leading up to it. Up next is your World Heavyweight title match, Kurt Angle versus Sting. Out first, Kurt Angle, followed by TNA World Heavyweight Champion Sting. Jeremy Borash does formal ring introductions as we get ready to go. Another match is Christy Hemme was doing the introductions. The bell rings and they lock up. Sting goes to work on Angle's arm. Angle turns it around and works on Sting's arm now. They go to the corner and break. Another lockup. Angle with a headlock takedown this time, back and forth off the top, or off the ropes as the crowd chants for both men. Sting takes Angle down now and works on the arm. Sting with a shoulder block. Angle catches Sting with a hip toss and then an arm drag, taking him back to the mat. Angle continues to focus on Sting's arm. Sting kicks Angle's knee out from under him and a hard whip into the corner. Sting does the same thing again, and this time stomps on Angle some more. Angle catches Sting with an elbow and attempts to make a comeback. Sting catches Angle and backdrops him over the top, down to the floor. Sting comes to the floor and slams Angle into the barrier, and then the steel steps twice. Sting throws Angle into the barrier again and finally brings him back into the ring. Sting comes in, but Angle catches him with a Samoan drop. Angle with a chin lock. Angle keeps Sting grounded on the mat. Sting finally breaks out with elbows, but Angle takes it to the corner. Angle whips Sting hard into both corners, but Sting comes running out with a big clothesline. Angle goes for a suplex, but Sting drops him with a back elbow. Sting kicks Angle and DDTs him for another 2 count. Sting boots Angle in the face, but Angle hits him with a belly-to-belly suplex. Angle goes for the ankle slam, but Sting blocks it and hits a inverted DDT for a 2. Angle comes back and hits a series of German suplexes. I must say that the triplexes, 2 count by Angle. Angle goes up top but misses a moonsault. Sting hits an Angle slam on Angle and covers him for a 2 count. Yeah, they traded moves. Sting goes for the Scorpion Deathlock and locks it in. Angle makes it to the ropes and breaks a hold. Sting hits a big splash in the corner. Goes for another, but Angle moves. Angle hits the Angle Slam, but Sting kicks out at 2. Angle charges in the corner, but Sting moves and he hits the ring post. Sting pulls Angle back and applies the ankle lock. Like I said, they trade finishers. Using one of Angle's own moves again, Angle breaks the hold and tackles Sting. Angle applies the deathlock on Sting and locks it in. Like I said, they were trading moves. The hold is broken, but Angle goes back to work on Sting's back. Angle hits another series of German suplexes. Sting fights off the last one and scoots Angle on his shoulders. Sting for a slam, but Angle rolls out and applies an ankle lock on Sting. Sting breaks the hold, rolls Angle up for a 2. Sting gets trapped between Angle and the ref. Well, this is your ending of the match because Angle goes for the enziguri on Sting. Sting moves and he knocks the referee out. Sting and Angle are both go down. Hogan comes out walking out of the match with a steel chair. Hogan enters the ring and goes to hit Sting with a chair. Well, Angle gets up and grabs it from behind. Hogan flees the ring. Angle cracks Sting in the back with a chair as Sting gets up. Hits an Angle slam. Referee gets up as he pulls the ref up and counts to 3 to give Angle the win and the title. After the match, Hogan stares at the ring from the ramp looking pissed, but it was like a blank stare. It was more like this. Angle grabbed his world title belt and stared back at Hogan. Hardcore Justice went off the air with Sting down on the mat and Hogan staring back down at the new World Heavyweight Champion. Okay, this marks Angle's 5th TNA World title reign. And also tonight, during the pay-per-view, winner became the new Knockout Champion by defeating Mickie James after interference from Angelina Love with a red mist that winner spit in Mickey's face. She probably did the mist when she got thrown out of the ring early in the match. And TNA will tape episodes of Impact Wrestling Monday night and Tuesday night with the build to the next pay-per-view being No Surrender. Thank you, and y'all have a nice weekend, what's left of it. And y'all shall see me tomorrow night whenever I do Raw and Impact taping results.